I'll call you Danielle. Very
Okay,
special
okay.
guest who's also a homeowner. This would be what this is going on your
We're going
second
on
year,
year two. Yeah,
year
yeah.
two
And
as a
on the
homeowner.
second, yeah, on the
So
2nd of February, it's coming up.
congratulations on that.
Thank you,
Are you
thank
still
you.
enjoying being a homeowner, or
I
what you feeling?
am, I am. I got some new little renovations I got going on right now. So, but
Okay,
paint
we're
my
gonna
own
get
doors,
into the
little
renovations.
DIYs. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We love DIYs. We're gonna get into that in a second
Mhm.
because I definitely want to know, what
Yeah.
you're doing. So, what we want to do is we're gonna get started, and we want you to give us the behind the scenes scoop on your process, on your home buying journey. So, if there's anyone who can relate to you, then they'll know that okay, if she was able to do it, then I can do it.
Okay.
So, first thing to start this off, we want to know, how did you decide to be a homeowner, or why did you decide you wanted to be a homeowner?
Okay. Well, honestly, I I wasn't really in a rush at first.
Mhm.
I was cool.
Mhm.
I'm a single mom. I got two
Mhm.
kids, taking them back and forth to sports. It was too
Mhm.
much, and I knew that when things happen, I could just call my landlord. It was easy.
Right.
It was easy for
Mhm.
me not to have to think about
Mhm.
it. But after a while, my rent started going up, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, I'm paying this man's mortgage off when I could do this for myself. So at
Right.
that point, I'm like, let me just go ahead and start looking. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So your motivation was the rent, high rent.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know that's a lot of people's motivation now because
Yeah,
now
yeah,
rent is around the same amount as more, probably more, as
exactly.
mortgage. So that's definitely a motivation for a lot of people now. So how did you make the transition from saying, okay, I want to be a homeowner, to actually taking that step to do something to get the process started?
So I was like, all right, I know I want to do it, but my credit ain't the best. My
Hmm.
credit was not the best at all. So I knew I needed to do something. So I first reached out to one of the finance companies that you had told me about. When I reached out, I'm like, hey, Frida, I want to buy a
Hmm.
house. You're like,
Right.
all right. So I reached out to the finance guy, and he went through my credit and told me different things I needed to work on. And I knew I didn't have a credit card. Like, I was afraid of credit cards. I just didn't want anything to do with them because I like to shop. So I knew I didn't
Yeah.
want a credit card. So I got like a low balance credit card, and I just made sure I made little. I paid bills with them, basically like little small bills, and I paid the bills off. I had to pay it
Hmm.
anyway. So I just
Right.
made little transactions throughout the month, and my credit just started shooting up. And
Okay.
from there, I was like, all right, I'm ready.
So how long did you think that how long did that take for you to get your credit score where you needed to be?
I think it took maybe 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you know how much we need behind the scenes? How many points did you have to get your score up to get ready?
Um, I think I probably shot my credit up maybe like 100 points. I'm not sure if that's necessarily what
Wow.
I needed, but I
Hmm.
brought it up pretty good. Yeah.
Wow. So you were able to get 100 points within 6 months
Hmm.
by just using the credit card?
Yeah, and I doing a credit card and just cleared some other old stuff on it. I
Hmm.
made payments, I paid things off. Sometimes you just want to avoid it because it's not really in your
Hmm.
face. So I'm like, okay,
Right.
I gotta tackle it. Let me look at it. I'm like, oh, it's like $200. I can pay it off. It was like little.
Right.
I start paying things off that I avoided before. It's
Okay.
difficult to look at it and really accept like, all right, let me deal with my credit. Most people like,
Right.
I'm just gonna pay bills that I have to
Hmm.
pay just to
Hmm.
survive, and you avoid the difficult things. I had to like really look at the difficult things and just pay those people.
Right.
Let them pay
Just take
money. Let me
responsibility.
pay them people their
Take
money, right?
responsibility for your
Right,
debts. Yes. So, okay. So you were able to pay your debts. Um, I guess, how did you find, because I know a lot of people, they say, well, I don't have any extra money to pay these extra debts. Like, did you budget, or how did you make it so that you were able to have funds to pay the extra bills on your credit
I
report?
had I had to just cut out unnecessary things. I just
Mhm.
knew that me buying a house was bigger than me going out to eat every day of the week, or
Okay.
me buying this coat that I wanted. Like, no, okay, I got bigger things that I'm saving towards. So
Okay. Discipline. is what you
Absolutely.
needed to make sure that you were able to save some money to get those things paid off. Okay, so
Absolutely.
that's the key word here. It sounds like through our interviews is that
It's
discipline
discipline. It is. It
to
is.
get where you need to be. So, and then establishing that discipline. How did you avoid like any negative self talk or like any negative thoughts that might have come in your head? Like, man, I can't do this. Like, how did you avoid those thoughts?
Honestly, I think I was a little bit of the opposite. I had to humble
Okay.
myself a little bit. I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let me get into this. And I'm like, okay, let me scale back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. I was
Mm-hmm.
like,
Right.
you got this. You work hard. You didn't save this money. You did this. You did that. You ready? You go into it. I'm like, okay, this
Mm-hmm.
is a jungle out here. So kind of, just be prepared for it. But
Mm-hmm.
before I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go out and find this house and put this offer in, and I'm gonna get it. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
this is not gonna be a 30-day process. Like, calm down, relax.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so you were confident that
I was really confident, and I got humbled real quick.
you were
I got
very
humbled.
confident. What you
Yeah.
mean by you got humble? Tell us what you mean you got humble.
Just wanting. I had a Gucci mindset with an H&M budget. I went in there like, okay, I make this money. I can go and I can get
Mhm.
this house, but it's like, no, it don't work like that. Look at your debt as well, So it's like it ain't
Right.
all about
Mhm.
how much you make. They
Mhm.
have to really consider everything. So eliminating that debt is definitely key.
Important to
Yeah,
maximize your
yeah,
spending budget right on the
exactly,
house. Yes.
exactly, exactly,
So let's talk
exactly.
about, so once we did get you qualified, how was that process? Was that difficult getting qualified? Because I don't remember everything about that, but you could tell us like
Okay.
like did we go to multiple lenders or like what? I can't
Yeah.
even remember. You tell us.
It's easy to get
Mm-hmm.
qualified. Like, once I got my credit to where it needed to be, it was easy to get qualified. And they'll qualify you for an amount that necessarily isn't what you need, or not
Mm-hmm.
not what you need, what you can handle,
Right.
basically. So I
Mm-hmm.
had like a higher approval amount, but when you start really looking at what your mortgage or your out of pocket expenses are going to be for that, it's like, okay, I don't want all of that. Or they'll I got approved for this one lender, um, but they came back and they couldn't approve me. It was just a really difficult process, to the point I had to like leave them and go to a different one. So
Mm-hmm.
I forgot exactly why it didn't go through. Do you remember that first one? Do you remember? I forgot why it was taking so long for the final approval, but I had to like leave last minute and go to a different one
Mm-hmm.
because I needed to keep my process going. But it's
Right.
it's easy to get that pre-approval, but it's hard, to really get that final lock in. It takes a
Right.
lot. Yeah.
Right. So that's good to know. That's good to let people know that you
Mhm.
can shop around for your
Yes.
lenders. So
Yes.
just like you shop around for a car, you do the
Mhm.
same thing for a mortgage. So you don't have to go with the first lender who approves you or who don't approve
Absolutely.
you. If they don't approve it, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
You can
Right. Right.
always, shop around and see if there's another lender who can give you a better deal. So that's good to know. So we finally locked in a deal. I mean, we finally locked
Yeah,
in
and
the
it was a better
pre-approval.
deal. Yeah, it was a
Yes.
better one. They gave me a better interest and everything.
Yeah. So we
Mhm.
locked that in. And what was your interest rate when we did
I'm
get
at
you
like
locked in?
2.5, I think.
Woo, 2.5.
Mhm.
We were
Yep.
telling people
Yep.
go ahead and buy. We
Yep.
were telling people 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm so thankful I did it. I checked. I went when I paid my mortgage this month. Girl, I checked my equity. I was like,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah, I can do something with
yes,
that
yes,
already.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
so two something is unheard of right now. Right now,
Yeah.
January 2023 interest rates are like between 6-7%. So
Oh, see.
yeah, you wouldn't have been able to get as much house that you got then now. So that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
we telling people if you can do it, go ahead and do it because we don't know what
I'm
interest
so
rates are going to
thankful
be.
I jumped on it when I did. Yes, I am.
So So once we got through the home, so once we got the pre-approval, then we started the home search. So,
Mhm.
and now I do remember for your home search, it didn't take long to find a home for you, which
Yeah.
was like golden for me, because
Right.
that meant you knew you knew what you wanted.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
knew what you wanted, and you knew what city you wanted to be in. So they kind of made
Mhm.
it a lot easier. So this kind of talk to us a little bit about that experience searching for your house.
Um, it was fun. That was like the best part of it for me, honestly. Like doing a house search, and I don't know. It was tough when you find that one house you're in love with it, and when you put that offer in, and somebody
Mhm.
outbids you, it's like, oh,
Mhm.
I upgraded my living room. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was tough, but
Mhm.
I it was fun, but it was definitely tough to get your hopes up and not get it. But I don't know. I would just say with that, kind of just
Like, I guess,
keep your
how did
mind
you, what
open.
motivated you to keep going? Like when we didn't get something, like what motivated you to keep going?
Just knowing it was more out there, just
Hmm.
knowing like, okay, I didn't get this one, but you will always tell me like this just may not be, this just isn't for you. What's for
Right.
you is for you. So just keep going.
Hmm.
And I had to keep that mindset. If I didn't get it, I'm like, okay, that just wasn't the house for me. You know.
Right.
So just
Hmm.
keep going till I find my house.
Okay. And
And
so
I
when
found
you
my house.
talk to us about the feeling you got when you entered into your home and you knew that this was it, like this is the home that's for me. This is the house that I want to put an offer in.
I I know I just came in here and I'm like, you literally can, I visualized like me and my family in this house. Like I could just see
Hmm.
it. Like I saw, I'm like, oh, like I can already see we're gonna sit right here. We're gonna watch,
Hmm.
looking at this fireplace. Like I literally felt me and my family in the house. And I'm like, okay, I want this house. I want
Yes.
it. Hmm.
So and so once they accepted our offer, like what was that feeling to have your offer finally accepted after having?
Right. Like, oh yes, like it's finally, it was tough. It was
Mhm.
tough, especially during that time when the rates were so low. Everybody.
Everybody was looking for a house.
Oh, so this was like, I even think when I put the offer in on this house, like I hadn't even seen it yet. You remember I hadn't like,
Mhm.
it was like, no, that's the one, that's the one I want. Like put the offer in and
Right.
yeah, remember?
Right. Yeah, then we went to go see it, yeah.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. So but yeah, it was a good feeling. It was a good feeling to get that approval for it.
Yes, because you're right. Back then, the interest rates were low, but the
Yeah.
competition was high. Like
Oh,
the
I
competition was
I
ridiculous back
offer more than they even wanted,
then.
and they
Right.
got somebody else. I was like, okay, okay, that won't for me. It's okay, keep going.
Did you offer more on this house to get it? I don't
Oh,
remember. Oh, okay. We did. Okay.
I, I was so shocked. It made me feel like, hey, what's wrong with it? Because they like, and they was throwing stuff in. I'm like, that wasn't a thing at all.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, yeah. So
And then were we able to get them to pay closing costs?
hmm
Okay, cool. Yeah, because they won't pay no closing
yeah,
costs
they
back
weren't.
then.
So that was
Mm-mm.
it was definitely like, okay. I'm like, I was thinking like, what's wrong with it? But
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So we got the house. So we got the house. We went through the, loan process.
Mhm.
Um, the home inspection. Talk to us about the home inspection process.
So it was easy. It was an easy process. The guy came and I kind of I didn't have to be there. I know you were there. You was like,
Mhm.
you don't have to be here, but I'm like, no, I'll come too. So he kind of walked you around and just showed me, everything that he was kind of looking at or everything that he went through.
Mhm.
And just told me what it was, what it did, what type of things he was looking for. I mean, it was an easy process though. And
Okay.
I think I had maybe only two things that the homeowner needed to fix. And once they fixed it, it was a go.
Good to go. Okay. Okay. So after the home inspection, then we got to the closing and everything like that. So we did the closing. Um, was there anything that happened during your loan process where it was like very stressful or gave you a headache, or how was the loan process dealing with the
Yeah.
underwriter?
So I was trying to do, remember like one of the first time home buyer programs?
Yes.
I was in this one that was for Suffolk. And
Mm-hmm.
I bought my house in Suffolk. So I'm like, I knew I had to only look for houses in Suffolk. And at the last minute, it was just taking so long. Remember, it was taking so long
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to find this house, and I couldn't keep going. So I kind of was like, I forget it. I'm gonna just go through it. And I tried to do the first time home buyers program with the federal one.
Uh-huh, the VHDA.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to do
Mm-hmm.
that. And everything was cool. It was a go until I remember it was like the day or two before closing,
Yes.
and they couldn't pay my down payment, and I had to come
Mm-hmm.
up with like it was like 8,000, 9,000.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like literally the day or two before it was time for me to close. I'm like, oh my God. But I mean, I can't, I got the money and I paid it.
Right.
That was like the most stressful part of my journey, but it worked out.
Yeah, and that's not uncommon
Hmm.
for things like that to happen like a few days before closing. I've dealt with a lot of situations like that, but I always tell people like, look, we got to focus. Like we can't fall
Right.
apart. We can just do all we can do is what we can do.
Hmm.
Call some family members, see if we
Okay.
can get this money. So that's why it's important to
Yeah.
make sure you have an agent who can keep you focused and help you to pivot. Because if
Right.
I
Right.
can't fall apart because you falling apart,
Absolutely.
because
Like you girl, your inspirational text messages back. I'm like, okay, okay, she's right. Just breathe. Just breathe. He's right.
right. So I know that was frustrating, but we got through it. Like we said, we got through it.
We got
We closed. Thankfully, the sellers were very understanding.
yeah.
Because we had a push back closing, but
Uh-huh.
so that's good to always have sellers who are very understanding because sometimes things happen. Um, so now that you're in your home, um, when you saw it, was it everything you wanted, or were there things in there you was like, okay, I'm gonna have to compromise on this
Hmm.
and do some things here? So what was that?
When I mean, the house was nice, and that's the thing. When I was,
Mhm.
you got to see the vision in it. I guess when I
Mhm.
came in here, girl, these walls were was a yellow.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was like a golden color or something.
yes, it was in my room. It was like a lime green. Pictures, they were just so old and outdated. But I'm like, it's okay. I can change all of this, So
Mhm.
I literally, this is like a completely new house now.
Mhm.
I just love it. I just made it my own. So just because you see certain things in it that could be a deal breaker to somebody, like it don't have to be
Mhm.
literally change it. It's a small. If you love the house, just you can change it later. It's okay.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Because
Okay.
sometimes it's hard for people to see the vision. Because some people just want to be able to move right into it and
Right.
not have to do anything. But more times than not, you're gonna have to do something to make
Right.
it your
I
own.
gave up for seeing the color of the walls. It was like I would. I love my house. I love the
Mhm.
neighborhood, and I would have walked away from that had I looked at the cosmetic little stuff to it.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's good that you're able to see that. So talk to us. You say you got some more little DIY
Yeah.
projects you got going on. What else kind of DIY projects you got?
So paint my doors black, my interior doors.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna change out
Okay.
the hardware and stuff. So that's my next.
Okay. So you just in there doing your thing, honey.
For real, yeah. Girl, I did it myself. Like I painted this whole house myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, but you kind of creative like that though. So
Yeah.
you have that creative
Knowing
mind.
like, and all the money that I saved to kind of do this little stuff, they took it
Mhm.
down payment. So I was okay. I gotta do it myself now. It's okay. I'm 2 years in. I'm still doing little pieces, but it's like
Mhm.
it feels more. It's more personal to me now. Like this,
Mhm.
I like
Right.
of my house because I took my time and made it what I wanted it to be. So yeah,
Right.
I'm
And
glad.
and with the paint upgrades and stuff like that, you're adding value to your house. So,
And I got a little loft thing upstairs. I got a little loft.
Mhm.
So my house is still being marketed as like a not marketed because it's not on the market, but it's still
Right.
being listed or whatever as a 2 bedroom.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna put a wall up on the loft part because it still has a closet, it has windows, so it can be a
Right.
bedroom. And
Mhm.
sure the value gonna go up once I do that. So I'm gonna do
Yes.
that eventually. Yeah.
Absolutely, because you're going to go from a 2 bedroom to a 3 bedroom. So that's definitely going to add value. And like I said, with the upgrades with the paint fixtures and all that, you just adding and continually adding value to your house. So
Yep.
that's amazing. So it sounds like you're having a good time in there. So
Yeah,
I guess
I'm
the next question, I think we already know the answer to the next question is, do you have buyer's remorse? Is there any remorse for becoming a homeowner?
No, I mean, honestly, in the beginning, I kind of was like, oh, what in the world? Like, what did I get myself into? Because
Mm,
I'm not gonna say in the beginning, maybe like a year in, because it kind of went up a little bit. Um,
mm-hmm,
my mortgage went up just a little bit, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm my outcoming bills were a little more at first,
mm-hmm,
but I don't know, it just made me kind of reevaluate things a little bit. My bills in general. But when you really sit and look at it, like I have all this equity in it now,
mm-hmm.
and I don't have buyer's remorse at all. I think I was just looking at it like I want more money in my pocket. Like, girl, no, this is yours. You're not putting money in
Mhm.
somebody else's pocket, you know?
Right.
So I had to
Mhm.
like change my perspective of it.
Right. And you are actually putting money in your pocket through the equity. So if you
Right.
think about it
Right.
that way, you actually the equity is kind of like a savings, a forced savings account. So
Yep.
you are actually putting money in your pocket through your equity. And I guess also you say your mortgage went up. So was that because of the taxes or the home
Yeah.
insurance?
It was a little of both.
Oh,
It,
okay. So at the same time.
it was a little bit of both. So
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean with the insurance that was I just shopped around,
Right.
I found
Yes.
but
Mhm.
it was a I was like, "What? Hold on, I went to go pay my mortgage." I'm like, "What is this? What's going on?"
Right.
But it's
Right.
it was something that could be fixed.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I just wanted to make sure, because I don't want people to think that mortgage can change. Now, your interest rate and your actual mortgage repayment does not change. It's
Right.
just that your homeowner's insurance and your taxes can change because we have no control over taxes. But we do have control of, like you said, the homeowner's insurance, and you can shop around for that. So I'm glad you was able to do that. So has anything happened in your home where you had to do any repairs, like any big major repairs, anything? I know that's a big concern for people.
Something happened to, and luckily I had my seller gave me
The
he
home
added it,
warranty.
yeah, the home warranty,
Okay.
but the HVAC had went out, but they came in and like changed some little battery thing and it was fine. And my garbage disposal went out, but I didn't pay a dime into any. I put my deposit, which was like maybe 30 or 50, between $30 and $50, and they just came out
Hmm.
and switched it. So that's
Okay.
the
So your home warranty.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the home warranty, because I
Yeah,
know a lot of
get
people.
that
Because I know
warranty.
when we first, right, 'cause when we first started this conversation, that
Mhm.
was one of the things you said, that having a maintenance person
Yeah.
is what kind of kept you renting, because you knew that,
Mhm.
oh, if anything happens, I can call my maintenance person. But
Mhm.
as being a homeowner, you don't have a apartment or a landlord maintenance
Right.
person. So I know a lot of people like, so what am I supposed to do? So the home warranty is essential to have as a homeowner. That home warranty basically covers all the systems and the different appliances in your house
Yeah.
that your homeowner's insurance does not cover. So,
Mhm.
like as Danielle said, when her HVAC system went out, you just called your home warranty, pay your deductible. They came
Yep.
out and fixed it. Same with your garbage disposal.
Yeah.
You called them, paid your deductible, and they came out and fixed it. So that's important to always have your home warranty. What company are you using right now?
I'll go through American Home Shield. I
Okay,
just
American Home
had
Shield. Okay.
again too. Like, oh, they sent me an email. You want the renewal? Yes. I- yeah.
Yeah, because I always say it's one of those things where it's
Uh,
just like car insurance. Sometimes you never use it, but the one time you let it lapse, that's when like everything
mhm.
breaks down.
And
So I always say you just
also,
always want to
rather
have
than for HVAC, I'd rather pay that warranty. I mean, that warranty instead of paying
deductible.
for that.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So yes, that's important. I'm glad you brought the home warranty up. So that's an
Yeah.
important key for people to understand, that that's what we use as homeowners, as
Yeah.
our maintenance man. So okay, so
And
what's next?
him in there too. Like, can you fix that?
You say who?
My man.
Oh, your man. I know that's right.
Look.
I know that's right. Yeah. Look, you gotta be able to do something, as a man.
Right, right.
Can you change these light bulbs,
Okay.
please?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've come into the end of our interview. Is there anything you would like to share with anybody thinking about going through the home buying process who may be in a space where, like you said, where you said, well, I'm trying to get out of this paying this rent, but I need to, be a lot more disciplined and get my credit right. Like what advice do you want to share?
I would definitely say, don't be scared. Set a goal for yourself. And literally just take your time and tackle those goals. It's not gonna happen overnight. Don't happen overnight. Like, come in with the mindset, okay, this is what I want to do. I know it's not gonna happen overnight, but I'm gonna take baby steps to get to where I need to be. And once you get to where you need to be, stay humble and just continue to take those baby steps. Like, it's definitely worth it. It's worth it. And you might as well put more money in your pocket than somebody else's.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. I always tell people that too. I said, you already paying a mortgage. It's just not yours.
The same thing. You're just paying somebody else's mortgage. So my next goal is gonna be to rent this out and let somebody else pay for this.
Yes, let's go.
Okay. So that's next. I'm looking for new properties. Okay. No.
So that's your next step. Your next step is to upgrade. Use that as a rental property, and then you upgrade it to another property. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this, and sharing your journey and going back through it. It's 2 years now. So
yeah, it's 2 years.
But did you feel like it went by fast?
Huh? It went by fast. It did. It's going by fast. Like, at first you're moving out here, you're the new person on the block. Now it's like, hey, Aaron, like I know my neighbors and stuff now.
That's amazing. I love those skylights in the background too.
Huh?
I say I love those skylights. You got the skylights in the back.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay,
but I appreciate it. I mean, listen, you definitely kept me level-headed through the whole process, because, girl, I was freaking out. No, seriously. I'm like, I gave them these paperwork already. Like, what? Yeah. So it's definitely good to have a supportive agent behind you, and you definitely did that. So I appreciate it.
It's my honor to help you guys. I love doing that. So thank you.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So thank you. This ends our episode 2 of Behind the Sold.